Hey, what's up, guys? DC still here, or Dylan. Um, I'm gonna do a reply video to Chase about his UFC underrated, overrated fighters. I'm gonna start with the heavyweight division. Definitely, as everyone knows, Brock Lesnar is way overrated. Like I said before, it's basically just for money. Um, the UFC is all about money. That's all they really care about. Another person that's probably way overrated is Randy Tor. I'm not trying to be negative or anything. I'm just speaking the truth. He's too old to fight. I mean, another guy that could really still fight and still up as probably Dan Stern, but he's had a lot of fights. Another guy that's the underrated guys. Underrated is probably Shane Carwin. Shane Carwin got knockout power. He's a very good wrestler. His jiu-jitsu is a weakness. Everyone has a weakness in the UFC, and that's definitely his weakness. Another person that's really underrated is probably Frank Mir now. Frank Mir definitely was an underdog in the Inside No Garrett. In my predictions, I picked Frank Mir win by decision, and I'm glad he won. But he's still, I think, in my opinion, still an underrated fighter as people consider him, the interim heavyweight champion, but he's still, I think, underrated. Next, probably another person to be underrated is Pat Barry. He looked very impressive in his debut fight against Dan Evanson, I believe. Yeah, Dan Evanson. He looked really impressive, and he definitely have a future in the UFC. So, next up, heavyweight division. Look at this on the internet, or UFC, so don't forget. Underrated for sure is probably Steve Cantwell. Steve Cantwell, former WEC lightweight champion. He broke the guy Mustafa. I believe he broke Arazak Alsan's arm or elbow or something. He broke that. His hands are good. He's a very good Muay Thai guy. He's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Very underrated for sure. He just had one fight in the UFC, but the WC looked really impressive. Another guy that's really underrated is probably John Jones. Look at the newcomers in the UFC, basically. John Jones, you don't know who he is. He's a very, very strong wrestler. I believe he's a two-time All-American. His next fight's going to be Stephan Bonner. I watched his debut fight in the UFC, and he actually beat the shit out of this one guy. I don't know, I forgot the name guy was, but he looked really impressive. Another guy that's really underrated is definitely Shogun. Yes, I think Shogun's underrated in the UFC. A lot of people think that he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's very underrated in the UFC because people in the UFC just thought he was crap. He lost Forrest Griffin very decisively. But, you lose, you lose. People lose all the time in fights, so overrated. Definitely Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell is way too old to fight. I mean, he's just way too old to fight, I think. There's really nothing else I can say. His last 4 fights, he only won 1, and the other 2 are he got knocked out, and then he lost Keith Jardine, and then got knocked out by Rampage. He's not a very good fighter as he used to be, but I guess supposedly he's going to fight at UFC 95 or 96 or 97, I believe. So, another guy that's really overrated is definitely Brandon Vera. Brandon Vera, basically, I think they're just keeping him there until the UFC goes to the Philippines and they kick him out, basically. But he's one of my favorite fighters. I just think he's way overrated sometimes. He definitely needs to fight some younger or newcomer in the UFC so he can build his confidence up and then fight some better guys in the UFC. But another guy I think is really underrated, disagree with Chase on this, is Rich Franklin. This is the reason why he's not overrated because, yeah, he got his ass whipped pretty bad in the middleweight division against Anderson twice, but in the light heavyweight division, he has a lot of championship experience compared to other guys, and I think in the near future, he keeps on fighting, keeps winning, and he will be, definitely will be a challenge for the champion at that time. Another guy that's really in the middleweight division, another guy that's really underrated is Michael Count Bisping. Good hands, good kicks, cardio's alright. His weakness is definitely his wrestling. His wrestling is his weakness for sure. He lost that fight very decisively against Michael Bisping. They just, he got turned over, I guess. And then Rashad Evans beat the shit out of him also, so pretty bad wrestling. Another guy that's really overrated is definitely Jeremy Horn. I don't even know why this guy's still in the UFC. He's just lost. He wins, lose, win, lose, win, lose, and then loses. So I don't know if the UFC just wants to keep him because of old fans, true MMA fans, or just new trying to build him up again. I don't know. He's way too old to fight. He's 88, 18 and 5. He's done basically. Another overrated guy is definitely Chris Leben. Yes, Chris Leben's overrated. All he has is just slugging power. He has no wrestling, no jiu-jitsu, no nothing. He's just a slugger, and he probably will be a champion someday, but the UFC. But I don't see that happening for quite a while because he's got caught steroids. Another guy's really another underrated guy. Here we go. Talis Latis. Yes, Talis Latis, or his name is a very underrated guy. Jiu-jitsu's good. Sam's alright. He got beat pretty bad by, my opinion, Nate Marquardt, but he won the fight. He's gonna fight Aaron Silva next week. Pretty good. Another guy that's really underrated is Cho Sun, 23-9-1. The last WC middleweight champ, or the former at least. He's now going to the UFC. I think this will be pretty impressive. He's already been in the UFC, but I think he's definitely going to be a lot better. Another guy that's really underrated, he came to the UFC. This is going to be his first fight in UFC 94, I believe. Or, I don't know. They've had 93, I believe, excuse me. Dennis Kane. If you do not know who Dennis Kane is, he's a Pride legend, Pride superstar. I mean, this guy he's a kick-ass fighter. He's really good, and definitely has great stand, great jiu-jitsu. I think it would be a big challenge for Anderson Silva, so... Alright, welterweight. Let's see. Thiago Alves, definitely overrated. That's just my opinion. He's way overrated. I mean, yeah, he's fought some top guys, but, will he beat George St. Pierre? Possibly. If he beats George St. Pierre, then he's not overrated. I think he'll be definitely a guy that have a great chance of being him. Another guy that's overrated is Marcus Davis. I think Marcus Davis is way overrated. He just has great hands and decent wrestling. Jiu-jitsu is his weakness. Another guy that's really overrated, definitely Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez is way overrated. He does not have good hands. His ground's really good. His hands are just horrible, though. Only really knockout I've ever seen him get knocked out by was Joe Riggs, when Joe Riggs got hit with a knee, or the punch dropped him and got hit with a knee. He really needs to work about his hands. If he works on his hands, he'll be great. I think great fighter. And he's dropping 155, so I think that's good for him. Another overrated guy is Carl Parisian. Tough guy, but his weakness is wrestler and his chin, definitely. Now I'm just going to name the guys that are really underrated because it's just too long to explain it. Chris Wilson, Paul Taylor, Paul Kelly, Rory Markham, Tanda McCrory, and one of my favorite fighters for sure is Dustin Haslett. So those are underrated guys, and also Brad Blackburn looked pretty impressive against Shonen, so he's pretty underrated too. Lightweight division, here we go. This is definitely a division I really want to explain about. Overrated, Thiago Tavares, yes, he's overrated. He lost to Matt Wyman by KO, and then I believe lost to Kurt Pellegrino also. So, let me look real quick. Yeah, he lost to Kurt Pellegrino by name decision. Underrated guy definitely is Kurt Pellegrino, one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. He's very exciting and great knockout power too. Another underrated guy is Jeremy Stephens, good guy, good hands, good wrestling, good all around. Another guy that's really underrated is Josh Neer, good wrestler. What's funny is they train a lot of these same camps. The guy that's really underrated is definitely Joe Lozon. Has a knockout win over Jens Pulver, and what can I say? He's one of the best, I think, in the lightweight division. It's definitely a newcomer. Overrated, I'm just going to list them because I don't have much time, so here we go. Kenny Florian, I think he's way overrated. Roger Huerta is very overrated. Joe Stevenson, way overrated. Gray Maynard's not. Gray Maynard's proven. Is Melvin Gillard? No, I think he has the skills to beat anybody in the UFC, but he needs to start being cocky. And also, that's really about it. And Mac Danzig also is pretty overrated. Underrated, I forgot the name of the guy, is Frankie Edgar. Frankie the Answer Edgar, really overrated, but overall, this looks good. I think I said everything right. Hope you guys have a good New Year. I'm going to be going to a party in about an hour, so hope you guys be safe and everything. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.